Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the setup, I'm going to be doing a decluttering series. Every new year I go around my house and I pretty much declutter everything that we don't really find a use for, and we just go and pass it on to charity, or if it's no good and it's broken then we just throw it away. Although my makeup collection isn't as huge as other YouTubers on here, I am pretty much a non-existent YouTuber to be honest, I still do get sent a couple of products, and also, like, if I don't have makeup then I can't really continue my channel. I am going to be splitting this up into a series, so it's not one long video. Some videos are going to be a lot longer than others. For example, eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks, they're going to be a lot longer than the face products that we're going to be looking into today. So this drawer is my face products, so I've got highlighters, setting powders, I've got blushes and then primers. And then back here, which you can't see, I've got foundation. So I'm actually going to pull this drawer out. So as you can see with this particular drawer, I've got my foundations and concealers in this part, and then in this section I've got primers. And I'm going to start with primers today. So this is the Illamasqua matte veil. I actually ordered the Hydra veil, but they sent me the wrong one, and by the time I opened it up and tried it out, it was kind of too late to do anything about it. But I have normal to dry skin, so I don't need a matte primer, and this did not work for me, so I'm going to be passing this on. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Fatigue Primer. This is a water-based primer, but I didn't really feel like it made much of a difference, to be honest with you. I wear primers mostly in the spring and summer months because in the autumn and winter my skin's a lot drier, so I don't really feel the need for a primer because most foundations tend to last quite long without it. But when using this I just didn't really feel much of a difference, so I'm going to be letting go of this one. Next we have the Porefessional by Benefit. This is actually a sample size. I don't think I've ever bought a full size because anytime I get anything from Benefit they always give me these samples of the Porefessional. But this is nearly running out, so I might have to go and grab another one for spring summer. I'm a big fan of this primer, so I am going to be holding on to this one because there's still a little bit on there. But yeah, it's just a silicone based primer, and it really helps to smooth out your pores. Next we have the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is a very moisturising primer. This is again a sample that I got when I bought a Too Faced product, probably an eyeshadow palette at some point, and it's really nice and moisturising primer. It smells like pina colada and I do really like it, so I am going to be holding on to this. Lastly we have the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Primer. It's great for the spring summer because it has this really cool highlighting effect to it, so I'm definitely holding on to that one as well. So I've done a pretty good job of getting rid of half of my primer collection. I'm getting rid of these three and I'm going to be holding on to these three. Moving on to foundations now, we have the Revlon Instafix Photo Ready foundation here. This is in the colour Ivory. I can't really tell you anything about this one because it's still sealed, as you can see. I was just sent this foundation to try out, so I am going to be doing a first impression on it. So I can't really tell you anything about it, but I am going to be holding on to it because I haven't even tried it yet. I have two Estee Lauder Double Wear foundations here. This is like my favourite foundation ever. This one is pretty much empty, so I'm going to be letting go of this one. And then this one is still full. This is my newer Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's just a great foundation if you're looking for full coverage. Next we have the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This is in the shade 0.5. In Estee Lauder I'm a Shell if you're interested, which is the palest shade that they do. This is actually too dark for me, but I really loved it. I think if I do purchase it again, I'm definitely going to have to get like a foundation mixer or a white foundation just to customize my shade, because this does come off quite dark. But it is a really beautiful foundation. It's like a demi-matte finish, and when you mix it with something like the Lumi Magique from L'Oreal, it creates a really beautiful dewy glowy foundation. But yeah, obviously I'm going to get rid of this because it's empty. Next we have another Revlon foundation. This is the Revlon Colour Stay. Again, this is in Ivory. And I picked up the wrong one when I bought this because this is the combination / oily skin, which is probably why it doesn't work for me, and I am going to get rid of it. This tends to crack around my nose and it can just look really cakey on me, and it's probably to do with the fact that I got the one for combination / oily skin, and I rarely ever get oily. Maybe spring summer I get a little bit oily in the T-zone, but the rest of the year I'm dry as a bone, so this doesn't work for me, and it is really hard to get out. There's quite a lot left in there, and I feel like I'm almost bruising my hand when I try to pour this out, so it's a very thick foundation. Next I have the Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation, and what colour is this in? This is in Light Porcelain. Again, a really good shade match, especially for a high street / drugstore brand. I've used to find that I could never really buy drugstore foundations because they were all too orange for me, but Light Porcelain is perfect. I like using this in the spring and summer months, so I am going to hold on to this, but For some reason I don't really like how this looks in the winter months, probably because my skin is drier. Even though this has a serum in it, I just don't feel like it sits on my skin as nicely as it does in the spring and summer months. I'm definitely holding on to this though because it is a really nice foundation. Lastly, we have the MAC Studio Fix foundation. This is in NW10. I used to wear the MAC and Estee Lauder foundations years and years ago, and I really liked the MAC Studio Fix, but NC15 was still too dark for me. They always matched me to the yellow tone because I do have yellow tones in my face, but then my neck is white as anything, so it always just looked really orange on my neck and I felt like it oxidized. But NW10 is perfect for me, and for some reason I always tend to go for pinker tone foundation nowadays because I feel like it's easier to blend down my neck, even though my face is much darker than the rest of me, so it's very hard to match myself. NW10 is perfect. I love this foundation, really nice. It gives you to medium to full coverage, so I'm definitely hanging on to this one. And then lastly, as it's just sitting on its own, I might as well do my concealer. Of course I'm keeping this. This is the Naked Skin Weightless, what is it? The Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. It's an absolute mouthful. This is in Fair Neutral. Really like this concealer. I don't think I like it as much as the MAC Pro Longwear, but I do think it is really nice concealer. It definitely does crease under my eyes, so I do have to set it with a setting powder anyway. But yeah, it's just a really nice concealer and a really great colour for fair skin as well. So I'm going to be holding on to that. So that is the foundations done. So I'm getting rid of these 3 and I'm keeping hold of these 4 and this one concealer as well. This is what my little container looks like now. It's a lot easier to see my foundations at least, and my primers are all nicely laid out and ready as well. There we go guys, that is my primers and my foundations all decluttered and organised, and stay tuned for the next video. That's going to be powder products, face powder products, so it's going to be blushes, highlights and setting powders as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and I shall see you guys soon.